This is Marshall Chavez, and this is Elliott Phillips, and we're coming at you from Keller Williams in Stockbridge. The reason I'm in this Superman outfit, Clark Kent, where we did a team meeting today, and the staff for Halloween, we were all dressed as different characters. So Elliott Phillips is interviewing with Superman right now, and the reason he's doing that is because last week he shared a story that was just gripping. It was great, and I think a lot of you will be able to relate. You'll be able to empathize. I think you're gonna be able to appreciate what he has to say. So I don't want to steal too much of your thunder, Elliott. You started by sharing with us just a little bit about the young Elliott Phillips. So I understand you have a bit of a past. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, so I'm 25 years old, dropped out of high school in ninth grade, went and got my GED, actually got arrested 4 times before I turned 17. I've also got a 7-year-old son. I've had full custody of him since I was about 2 years old. Since he was about 2 years old, he's now 7. Growing up, obviously got into a lot of trouble. 2 things happened in my life that made me decide I wanted to turn around. One, I had my son. Really wanted to give him the upbringing that he deserved. Number 2, I fell in love with music. Found my love for the drums. Got into some bands. I did a lot of touring. I was lucky enough to do a tour. I went on with the band for 30 days. We played 26 shows in 22 different states. It was a whole lot of fun. So a mixture of those 2 things really kind of helped me get out of the old lifestyle and into the new.
Okay. Well, it sounds like the band was going pretty well and you were having fun with it. Mm-hmm. What is it that made you decide to check out real estate?
So I was working at a coffee shop, doing music as well. And I actually had a few different people, 2 or 3 different people just mention, hey, you thought about real estate. You thought about real estate to me. I was kind of getting tired of the traveling life. I realized with having full custody of my son, if I ever made the money I wanted to make doing music, I would always be gone and I wouldn't be there to raise him. Okay. So I definitely wanted a career change. Didn't have a high school diploma. I had no desire to go to college at all. Real estate came up by a few different people. Enrolled in classes, and 3 months later had my real estate license.
Okay. So did you have any idea really what to expect? I mean, did you have any misconceptions when you started real estate?
Absolutely. So I thought this business was really easy. I did. I thought real estate agents were overpaid. I'm like, man, you make 6%. I thought you actually made 6% on deals. So I'm thinking, okay, I'll sell 5 $200,000 houses a year. And I'll make $60,000. I'll spend most of my time on vacation on the beach somewhere. Mm-hmm. Not like that at all. Once I got into it, I found out, there's often 2 agents involved. You're only getting 3%. You take your 3%, your broker's taking 20 to 40% of that. Okay. If you're on a team, they're taking a portion of that. Mm-hmm. You're paying for marketing, signs, business cards, pictures.
It's a nice sign, by the way.
Thank you, appreciate it. You got to pay taxes. You got to pay for your own health insurance. There's no retirement, so you got to put money aside for that. Sure. So it was definitely a lot harder. And looking back, if I knew what I know now, I probably wouldn't have gone to classes to get my real estate license. But I'm definitely glad I did now.
Okay. So in fact, last week when you were talking, you kind of came to a breaking point where you were like ready to quit. You had, I think you said you did 5 closings and it wasn't working out the way you anticipated. And so why didn't you quit? What happened?
So it was about a year ago, it was last June of 2015, and Deb Nardi was our team leader at the time. And I had a breakdown. I'd been in business about 12, 14 months, just wasn't working. I only closed 5 deals, like you said, wasn't putting money in my pocket. Sat down with Deb, told her, hey, it's not working. I wasn't going to pay my fees again. I was done with real estate. Okay. And she said, well, Elliott, when you came to me, you said you want to do real estate, get out of the coffee shop, get away from the bands. If you invest $800 in your business and take a class called Bold, something Keller Williams offers, I think it'll help your business. And so I thought $800, it's worth one last final shot. Okay. So went ahead and signed up for Bold. Best decision I ever made, changed my life entirely.
Wow. So tell us a little bit about that. Just tell me about your Bold experience and what kind of changes you've seen as a result.
So in Bold, it's an amazing class. I think they should teach it in high schools and just take the real estate portion out.
Sure.
I was thinking it was going to be all real estate based. It was actually only about 20% real estate. More 80% was mindset. Okay. They taught you, the way you look at if you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. Sure. They taught you just to come from an abundance mindset, not a scarcity mindset. Okay. They really just changed the way you look at things, and it changed my business entirely. Was the most important thing. Got me out of the coffee shop, obviously. I
Okay.
owe a huge thank you to Barbara Adamson Associates team. She was kind of like a mentor through the whole process. We worked with her. She really helped me out a lot and learned a lot doing that.
So just to be clear, you were at a coffee shop where you were working about 30 hours a week,
Mm-hmm.
and you managed to do 5 contracts while still
Yeah.
doing 30, which is an accomplishment in and of itself.
Mm-hmm.
And then when you took the leap and you took bold, you actually quit the coffee shop and you went all in. And Barbara Adamson helped you,
Mm-hmm.
and that was ultimately something that you think was beneficial for you.
Definitely. I mean, I owe it all to Bold showing you that mindset and changing everything. They gave me the scripts, they gave me the tools, showed you who to call, what to say. Barbara's team and leadership helped me get through that. So it was tough. I went into some debt right away. I racked up a lot of credit card debt. I was lucky enough to pay that off.
Okay.
So yeah, I owe a lot of credit to that.
Yeah, paying off your debt, that was one of your goals, right?
Mhm.
And I think recently somebody asked you to kind of think about your goals and list your goals, and you had a pretty amazing account with your goals. Can you share that?
So yeah, our team leader now, Lindsey Morton, she asked me last week, as Marshall said, to kind of talk about my bold experience at the team meeting. And it wasn't until that moment I sat down and actually looked at my goals that I set in bold, and they're sitting on my bulletin board above my desk, and I set 19 of them, and I realized 13 of them were crossed off.
Wow.
And I mean, these were big goals I never thought could be accomplished.
Sure.
And more of them will be crossed off by the end of the year.
Okay.
I'm working on next year's as well. So that was a huge moment for me.
That's awesome. So what's an example of like one of the goals that you crossed off that you thought, I'll never be able to actually do this?
Paying off the debt was a huge one. Getting a new laptop was a huge one. Hiring an administrative assistant was another huge one.
Oh, tell me about that.
So that was the most mind-blowing thing when I sat down and looked at these numbers. As often as Lindsey asked me to come up with it, because I don't live in the past. I live in the now and the future more. So
Okay.
I sat down and I thought about it, and I just hired an assistant who I'm paying more than I was making at my full-time job last year at this time, in
Wow.
1 year's time. So
Wow.
it blew my mind when I sat back and thought about that.
So within about 2 years, you've really taken ownership of your business, you've been an entrepreneur, and gone from being an employee to actually creating jobs and being an employer, and you're able to pay your employee more than you were making at your full-time job.
Exactly.
I just want to make sure I got that
Exactly.
right.
Exactly.
That's awesome.
It blew my mind when I
And,
sat
and
back.
just tell us again, how old are you, Elliott?
25.
25 years old, business owner and employer, job creator, right? One more question, if you will. Well, actually two, okay? When you look back over the last 2 years, what would you say, how has the training at Keller Williams contributed to your success?
That's been everything. I mean, like I said, mindset. That's what I know now. It's everything. A lot of people are scared of Keller Williams because the fees can be higher than some small brokerages.
Okay.
Every time I talk to someone about getting real estate, I'm like, it's so worth it.
Sure.
People are always worried about keeping all the money in your pocket. And to me, it's would you rather have 100% of nothing or have 70% of something?
Sure,
You know.
sure.
So yeah, the training. Without it, I wouldn't be where I was.
And let's see, so your first year you did 5 closings. How many have you done this year?
This year, I've done 23 closed so far. I've got 6 under contract, and a lot more we're working on.
So that's an increase of almost, 600%?
Yeah.
I mean, that's what you're on track to do, about
Yeah.
600% more than you did last year. Just in your kind of closing statement, what would you say to anyone who is interested in real estate?
Simple as I can put it. If I can do it, anybody can do it. I came from a lot, and here I am. You know, it's if you do the work, if you come to this company and you just do what people say,
Mhm.
it works. And that's one of the things I realized here is if you ask any of the top producers in this office, what's your secret? They'll tell you because they know, probably 99 out of 100 people aren't going to do it.
Mm.
But if you do it, it works. And so they say successful people leave clues. So I follow those successful people I want to be like, and it's worked for me. So if I can do it, anyone can do it.
Well, that's awesome. Thanks a lot, Elliott, for sharing your story, and I hope that I'm confident that you've learned something today. Have a great day.